Yo, what is going on guys? This is Swerve and today I'm going to be bringing you another Jurassic World Evolution video. As you can see on screen now, we are on Isla Nublar on the sandbox, and I just realised, just to let you guys know, my game is actually playing at 5 frames per second, so yeah, that's kind of stuff that I have to deal with. But yeah, so as you can see, we've basically just unfilled it. We got rid of all the trees and grass and everything, but we've left the lakes. There's a reason why we've left the lakes, and by the title you probably already know why. What we're going to be doing today is talking about how we can sort out terrain constraints, and talking about how we can just simply flatten the terrain a lot easier than using the flatten tool. So as you guys know, the flatten tool doesn't really work well. I had to take like 2 islands to realise how to work it. It's like it flattens the part of where you're at, and then if you push it towards like a higher part, if you're on a lower part it makes it smaller, but if you're on a higher part and you push it towards a lower part, it makes the lower part taller, if that makes sense at all. But today we're going to be talking about an easier way that we can sort this out using another tool. So right here we have basically cleaned it out, and what we're going to quickly do just to make sure that this is working, we're going to make some hills and some like higher terrain areas. So we're going to select that, going to hold this down, make that bumpier, make this a little bit hillier, make it bigger, and then we're also going to do just below it sort of like a lower place like this, so build like a sort of moat sort of thing. So yeah, we just make it a bit smaller, just do that, and as you can see we basically just have a massive hill on the island. So you may be thinking, how can we sort this out? Well, before I get into the video of how we can sort it out, I hope you guys who are brand new to the channel do subscribe to my channel. I know that this gameplay looks a bit crappy and all of that, and it's a bit laggy. There's reasons in other videos why I haven't been able to sort it out. It's going to cost a lot for me to sort it out, and it's still going to cost a lot for me to get it on Xbox One, so I'm kind of in a lose-lose situation here. But if you guys just hold on, if you are subscribing, I promise you I will be bringing gameplay content. But the best gameplay content I can bring here now is basically just little tutorial-esque videos that don't really need so many frames per second and all of this. So what we're going to have to do to sort of flatten this terrain, we're going to have to grab the water tool. Now what you want to do with the water tool is go to a already generated water source, such as like in Tucano, the water source can be like at the start where the entrance is, and if you grab that and then you just simply click down and hold over creating more water. The more like places you go over, like here as you can see the terrain is adapted to the water, so we just keep moving the water across like that, and eventually we get rid of that big hill and that annoying terrain area, and then as you can see it's pretty much gone. So what we're going to do here now, I'm going to speed it up for you guys. I'm not going to do the whole island because that is just pretty much going to take ages, and I don't even think my editing processor could speed it up to put it in like 30 seconds, probably at most 6 minutes or something. So what we're going to do is just going to do this little section here, maybe bring it here. We're going to make this all water for you guys. So now that we are done here, we are going to basically look over this. Like we used to have a hill about here, didn't we? We had a hill here, we also had a few terrain constraints there, and also if you saw from the speed up gameplay, we had terrain constraints here. That's mainly because if I click down again we'll probably still get it. Oh no, we're sorting out now. Yeah, there it is. Mainly because there's already a unnatural hill, or a natural hill that we can't really edit because it goes into the out of barrier sort of thing, so that's the only reason why it wouldn't work. But yeah, as you can see I selected a higher different terrain and it sort of pushed land inwards, but if we select it where the original bit was, we can then push the land away, and then there you go, we've sorted that bit out. So what we're going to do now, we're going to basically do the complete opposite. We're going to completely just fill all of this up with land again by getting the remove tool. We don't want to click the smooth or the flatten tool, we want to go onto the water and click the water remove tool, and I'm going to speed this up for you guys as well. So as you guys can see here, we have filled it up, and we can sort of see where the water was just by the terrain. If you see sort of like terrain differences all across here, going across, we can see where the water was. So if we just quickly, like, I don't know, build a little main street here, and just to show you guys how exactly this is going to work. Before there was a little bit of terrain, there was definitely a hill here that we would definitely not be able to build on. So what we're going to do is build a reasonably priced path, if I have to say, right there. And I'm going to get you guys a ranger station available, mainly because if I get into the ranger vehicles, then I can go basically as close to the ground as possible and show you guys exactly what I mean by it being completely flat. Look, there's simply, okay, terrain constraints there really, but basically besides that there was no hint of terrain constraints at all, and it's very easy just to place your buildings. I know this definitely works on Nublar, and I do recommend you guys to go check out if it's going to work on other places such as Tucano or especially Muerta. Muerta is going to be the hardest to deal with, I can tell you guys that as a fact. So we're just going to build a little sort of main street going on here. Not much, nothing for you guys to be so hyped about, but just something so we can get the video up and running perfectly. Okay, it keeps saying terrain constraints. I know there's no terrain constraints, it's only because I'm really close to the building. See, if we go further down here, it's easy, we can just place it like that, done, sorted. So yeah, you're going to have to watch out for buildings that have already been placed, because I guarantee they have like a little radius. As you can see here, it has like a little radius there, and it will probably affect the terrain around here as well. So we're just going to build like a gift shop. Let's build a gift shop real quick. We're going to build this real fast and turn that around, blah, blah, blah. Get it in line because my OCD is terrible. There you go. So we place that down, and as you can see here, the terrain is sort of been morphed, mainly because I didn't use the lowest part of the island. So if we zoom out here and go onto the map, we can see that there was a lake here, a couple of lakes here, there's a lake there, and a big lake here. And most importantly, what I've noticed when before editing this video, before even recording it, this lake here is the lowest one, and it's really hard to get it all the way across. But this is the lowest lake, so it's probably the lowest terrain. So if we just use this lake from now on and fill the whole island that way, then we won't have this problem of having sort of the terrain morphed with the buildings. As you can see here, as you can probably see by the shadow, yeah, you can see by the sunlight that the path has been morphed by these ranger teams, but it hasn't by these guest sort of buildings. So maybe it's only with heavy buildings such as this. I don't know about that yet, but yeah, we're going to build a power station, obviously, because we need power so we can drive about quickly. So we just get this. Maybe this is going to morph the terrain as well, because I know there's no terrain constraints. Like if we go here slightly, oh no, it's working. It had a little hint there. But if we go as close as we can we? Okay, it doesn't. It seems like it pops up every now and then, but not so severe or big. So we're just going to connect this to the path, so we don't have to pay for the path. Won't pay, it's unlimited money for crying out loud. So yeah, we're just going to put it there. As you can see, that has morphed it as well, because they all have a little radius. So we're just going to actually, yeah, we're going to put a substation first. If it clicks, come on, there you go. So we're going to put this relatively in the same area where it touches everything. There you go. And yeah, so now we're just going to wait for this ranger station to be built and for the power to be built until I can get into the vehicles and show you guys what I mean by flat surface. So I just realized we didn't really need the power thingy, because we can actually drive the vehicle ourselves. So that's what we're going to do here now. As you can see, it looks very relatively flat. If you look into the well, where I'm facing right now, you can see there's a hill there, but as you can see, it has been morphed. You can see where this building has sort of morphed the terrain a little bit. It doesn't really matter because you've been able to build on the terrain, so that's mainly what it's for. I know for the aesthetic point of view it doesn't really look that nice, but as you can see, it's pretty much flattened the terrain using the tool and the tip that I had. As we drive into that, that's bloody amazing, and that's exactly how my driving lessons are going. But anyway, if we just carry on down this road, I know, I'm sorry guys, it's 5 frames per second, 4 frames per second now, 5 frames, 4 frames, so yeah, it's between those two. But yeah, if we just carry on driving down here, it's relatively flat. It's not as flat as it could be. As you can see coming up, there are some hills, but where we placed the water and then got rid of the water, it's actually very flat, because we're just going to drive across it now and look how flat the terrain is. If mean, yes, it's not something to be, oh yeah, so cool, but it's just a little tips and trick video, because I had so much struggle putting on like buildings on my islands, because the terrain was not flat at all, and when I tried to use the flatten tool, it wouldn't flatten it, it would just morph it with different sections of the island. It was really annoying. But as you can see, where we built on with the water, it's very, very flat, and this is what we are aiming to do. We're aiming to get it flat so we can actually build buildings normally and we don't have to stress about it. I know when I make an Isla Nublar video or series for you guys, when I'm able to play the game properly, I'll definitely be doing this technique first, just making everything flat for you guys, and then I'll make sort of natural places where it will look really nice. As you can see, we're going up on the hill here, where we did not put water at all. We didn't put water here, and we just simply getting rid of the water does make the terrain really flat, as you can tell here. We're going to drive back, and you're just going to see how satisfying it is, because at the moment it's still satisfying for me, because as you can see here, the buildings are very flat and nothing's really been morphed besides some of the path over on the side that we're facing now. But yeah, that's about it for today's tips and tricks sort of video. I hope you guys did find this useful. I hope it hasn't really been a struggle as much as it has for me, but if you guys are struggling, this is basically how I've been using terrain tools instead, because the terrain tools that we're given, such as smoothing and flattening, aren't very good. So I sort of experimented a little bit, and someone in the comment section of a really old video of mine, like really old, I can't remember who it is, I'm sorry, if you are watching it, make sure to comment down below and I'll probably like your comment or something. And yeah, so as you can see, it's really flat, and besides the hills over there, because as I said, that's natural terrain. But yeah, it's really flat, and as you saw, it was really easy to build on, and I guarantee with you guys who can actually play with 60 frames, 120 frames per second rather than 4 or 5, you guys are going to find it so much easier to place down your buildings. So I hope this video has helped some of you guys out. Don't forget, if you're brand new to this channel and you haven't seen any of my videos before, make sure to check them out, and press that subscribe button if you think I deserve it. I'm trying to, oh sorry about that, that's my phone. I am trying to sort of get past 4,200 as far as I can, and for about 5,000 subscribers I want to do a Q&A or like a dare sort of video. So if you guys dare me to do something and I think it's reasonable, rather than oh go punch a policeman and then run away, I'm not doing that. But if it's something like reasonable, like look at your old videos, because I know I have like 100 privated videos and I have a face reveal of when I was 11 or 12. So if you guys want any type of videos like that, make sure to comment them down below, and when I come across to my 5,000 subscribers special and Q&A, I'll let you guys know when I'm planning to record it, and yeah, you guys can just help me out and send me questions and dares and all of that. So yeah, as I said, I hope this video has helped you guys out. If it has helped you guys out, make sure to smash that like button and share it with your friends if they are struggling with any terrain constraints at all. I hope you guys are enjoying my content that I am posting. I am struggling, as I said, 5 frames per second. I don't really want to post gameplay unless I strictly have to. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash that like button. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Every subscriber does help. I've only just passed 4,200. I'm probably going to look in a minute and it'll be like 4,193 again. I keep going up and down, fluctuating so badly. But yeah, and if there's any other tips and tricks video that you want me to do, I've got one other planned, and most of you guys do know it, but it would help other people who don't know it. If you have any other tips and tricks videos, or if there's anything that you think I may have found out differently and you guys want help in it, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if there's any just videos in general that you want me to make, comment them down below and I'll be happy to help. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. It's been Swerve, and peace out.